Hi friends, Allie here and welcome to my first video tutorial of 2022. I hope you're all having a great year so far. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to make the Brecken basket. This is an easy crochet basket pattern. The finished size is about 10 by 10 inches and you can use it to hold so many things like yarn, knickknacks, or even use it as a plant pot cover. We'll be using 2 strands of bulky weight yarn held together to create a nice sturdy basket, and I'll be showing you how to make it in contrasting stripes with a third color on top, but feel free to use as many or as few colors as you'd like. If you'd like to follow along with the free written pattern, I shared this pattern on the Clover USA blog, so I'll share a link to that down below. You can also find the printable PDF in my Etsy shop and on Ravelry. Links to those will be down below as well. If you're ready to get started, let's head over to our supply list and let's get making. For today's tutorial, you'll need 2 strands of bulky 5-weight yarn held together in 3 colors. I'll be using Lion brand yarn Hue and Me in the colors Salt, Werewolf, and Saffron. I used about 1.5 skeins of Salt, which is the white, and less than 1 skein each of the black and the orange, which is Werewolf and Saffron. If you wanted, you can try and substitute for 1 strand of super bulky 6-weight yarn. Just note that the size and sturdiness may differ. You will also need an 8mm or L crochet hook, scissors, and a yarn needle. We're going to start with color A. Again, we're using 2 strands of yarn held together and treating them as if it was 1 strand. We're going to begin by making a magic circle. So take the tail end of your yarn and wrap it around your pointer finger and your middle finger. When you come around for the second time, we're going to cross it over and bring it to the back of our hand. Then you're going to grab your crochet hook and you're going to go under the first strand, grab the second strand and pull it under. Flip up your crochet hook, and then we're going to secure our circle with a chain 1. And there we have our magic circle. Now we're on to round 1, and for round 1, we're going to be working inside the circle and around our tail end as well. We're going to half double crochet, so yarn over and insert your hook into the circle and pull up a loop. Then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. There we have 1 half double crochet. And we're going to work a total of 8 half double crochet stitches inside the circle for round 1. Again, to half double crochet, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the circle, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. So I'm just going to continue around until I have a total of 8 half double crochet stitches worked. So I'm going to carry on and I'll catch up with you when I reach the end of round 1. At the end of round 1, we should have a total of 8 stitches worked. I'm going to grab the tail end there and pull it nice and tight to close up the hole in the middle of the circle. And to finish up the round, we are going to join to the top of the very first half double crochet that we worked. So we want to make sure that we're joining to the top of the first half double crochet and not into the chain 1. And we're going to be joining with a slip stitch. So insert your hook into the top of the very first half double crochet stitch that we worked in the round. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, and pull through the loop on your hook. So there we have round 1, and now we're going to chain 1, and this chain does not count as a stitch throughout the whole pattern. And now we're on to round 2. For round 2, we are going to work 2 half double crochet stitches into each stitch around. So starting in that first stitch, the same stitch that we worked our chain 1 into, we're going to work 2 half double crochets into the same stitch. And we're going to repeat that all the way around, working 2 half double crochets into each stitch around. So I'm going to continue doing that and I'll catch up with you at the end of round 2. At the end of round 2, you should have a total of 16 stitches worked around. Now we're going to join to the top of the first half double crochet stitch with a slip stitch. and then chain 1. Now we're on to round 3, and for round 3 we're going to work 1 half double crochet into the first stitch. And make sure you're always grabbing both strands there. And then we're going to work 2 half double crochet stitches into the next stitch. And we're going to repeat that around for round 3. So we're going to work 1 half double crochet into the next stitch, and then 2 half double crochets into the next stitch. And we're going to repeat that all the way around for round 3. 1 half double crochet into the next stitch, 2 half double crochets into the next stitch. At the end of round 3, you should have a total of 24 stitches worked around. We're going to join to the top of the first half double crochet stitch with a slip stitch. And then chain 1. And now we're on to round 4, and for round 4 we're going to work 1 half double crochet into the first stitch, 1 half double crochet into the second stitch, and then 2 half double crochets into the third stitch. And we're going to repeat that all the way around. So we're going to work 1 half double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, and then 2 half double crochets into the next stitch. And we'll repeat that all the way around for round 4. 1 half double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, and then 2 half double crochets into the next stitch. At the end of round 4, you should have a total of 32 stitches around. We're going to join to the top of the first half double crochet with a slip stitch and chain 1. This is what we're looking like so far. Now we're on to round 5. And for round 5, we're going to work 1 half double crochet into the first stitch, 1 half double crochet into the second stitch, 1 half double crochet into the third stitch, and then 2 half double crochets into the fourth stitch. And then we're going to repeat that all the way around. So that's 1 half double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, and then 2 half double crochets into the next stitch. So that's 1 half double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, and then 2 half double crochets into the next. And we're going to repeat that all the way around for round 5. At the end of round 5, you should have a total of 40 stitches around. We're going to join and chain 1. This is what we're looking like so far. Now we're on to round 6. And for round 6, we are going to work 1 half double crochet into the first stitch, 1 half double crochet into the second stitch, 1 half double crochet into the third stitch, and 1 half double crochet into the fourth stitch. And then into the fifth stitch, we're going to work 2 half double crochets. So we're going to repeat that all the way around. 1 half double crochet into each of the next 4 stitches, and then 2 half double crochets into the next stitch. That's half double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches, and then 2 half double crochet into the next stitch. And we're going to repeat that all the way around for round 6. At the end of round 6, you'd have a total of 48 stitches all the way around. We're going to join to the top of the first half double crochet with a slip stitch and then chain 1. And we're going to work one more increase round for our base. So we're on round 7 now. So for round 7, we are going to work 1 half double crochet in each of the first 5 stitches. And then 2 half double crochets into the 6th stitch. And we're going to repeat that all the way around for round 7. So work 1 half double crochet in each of the next 5 stitches, and then 2 half double crochets into the next stitch. At the end of round 7, your stitch count should now be at 56. We're going to join and chain 1. So this is what our base is looking like. So I'm going to stop increasing here. So the base should be approximately 10 inches wide. Since this is a basket, it doesn't matter too much, but I'm around 10 inches there. So now we are going to start working up the walls to our basket. So our stitch count is now from now on going to remain at 56. So to make a nice flat base with walls that go straight up, we're going to be working in the 3rd loop only of our half double crochet stitches. So here's the front loop, there's the back loop, and the 3rd loop is on the back right there, right behind the half double crochet stitch. So we're going to be working more half double crochet stitches, but working only in that 3rd loop for this round. So I'm going to chain 1 for round 8 and working in the back loop only of that half double crochet stitch from the previous round. We're going to half double crochet, so going in that back loop only, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. So there you can see that ribbing right there from those 2 top loops. And we're just going to repeat this all the way around for round 8. So we are going to half double crochet in the 3rd loop only in each stitch around. And you're going to see that little ribbed edge start to form as we work around. And that's just going to create a nice flat base with walls that go straight up. And then there's going to be that little ribbing detail around the bottom of our basket. So for round 8, we are just going to half double crochet in the 3rd loop only in each stitch around. So I'm just coming up to the end of round 8, so you should have a total of 56 stitches around. So I'm going to join to the top of the first half double crochet with a slip stitch and chain 1. So this is what our base is looking like. So you can see those edges go straight up. They're not rounded, and that's from working in that 3rd loop. And there's even that little rib detail there at the bottom. So now we are on to round 9. And for round 9, we are just going to work 1 half double crochet into each stitch around, and we're just going to work these half double crochets normal, so just working in the 2 top loops as you normally would. So we're going to work 1 half double crochet into each stitch around for round 9, and when we reach the end of the round, we're going to be changing colors. So I'm going to catch back up with you at the end of the round, and I'll show you how to change colors. So I'm just coming up to the end of round 9. I have 1 stitch left. So in that last stitch, I'm going to start my half double crochet as normal. But before doing that last pull through, I'm going to drop my current color and pick up my color B, which I'm going to be using this black, which is called Werewolf. So I'm going to finish my final pull through of my last half double crochet with the new color. So just pull that through. And then we'll join to the top of the first half double crochet as we normally would with a slip stitch. and then I'm just going to carry on the next 2 rows with this color, and there we have a nice clean color change. So I'm going to keep my white yarn attached since I'm going to be using it again, but I'm just going to leave it behind me there, right in the middle of the basket, on the inside of the basket, and then I'm just going to carry on with my color B yarn. So now we're on to round 10, so using our color B yarn, I'm going to chain 1, and we're just going to half double crochet into each stitch around. At the end of round 10, our stitch count is still at 56. We're going to join to the top of the first half double crochet with a slip stitch and then chain 1. Now we're on to round 11. And again, we're just going to work 1 half double crochet into each stitch around. And at the end of this round, we're going to change back to our color A. So I'm just going to continue around, and at the end of the round, I'll show you how we'll change back to color A. I was coming up to the end of round 11. I have 1 stitch left, so I'm going to start my half double crochet as normal and then drop my current color before the final pull through. I'm going to bring back up my white yarn, so my color A yarn, and do my final pull through with my color A yarn, and then join and chain 1. And now we're back to using color A. So now we're on to round 12, and for the next 6 rounds, so rounds 12 to 17, we're just going to keep doing what we've been doing, so working a half double crochet into each stitch around for 2 rounds per color. So we're going to do 2 more rounds of white, 2 more of the black, and then 2 more of the white until we reach the end of round 17. So I'm just coming up to the end of round 17. So on that last stitch on my final pull through, I'm going to be changing to color C now. So you have 2 black stripes and 2 white stripes, and now we're going to be doing that top rim in our 3rd color. So I'm going to finish that final pull through with color C, and then join and chain 1. So now we're on to round 18. This is what our basket is looking like so far. So at the end of round 17, you should have 3 white stripes and 2 black stripes, or 2 with color B and 3 with color A. And now we're going to do the top part with our color C. So I'm going to cut off my color A and color B because we no longer need them. So I'll just get that out of the way. So I'm just going to cut those off, and I will weave those in later. Feel free to stop now and weave them in if you'd like. But I'm going to continue on with round 18. So I'm going to chain 1. So for rounds 18 and 19, we are just going to work 1 half double crochet into each stitch around. So I'm just coming up to the end of round 19, so I'm going to join to the top of the first half double crochet with a slip stitch and chain 1. And now we're on to round 20. So round 20 is where we're going to start making the handles for our basket. So we are going to half double crochet in each of the first 11 stitches. Then to create our handle, we are going to chain 7. So you want to make sure that you loosely work your chains. So we're going to loosely chain 7. If you work your chains too tight, then it's going to cinch in the top of our basket a little bit. So just work them as loose as you can. And then we're going to skip the next 7 stitches and then half double crochet into the next stitch. So skip the next 7 stitches and then half double crochet into the next stitch. So there is our handle. So now we're going to continue to half double crochet until we get to the other side of the basket to work our next handle. So we're going to half double crochet into the next 21 stitches. So we already worked our first one, so we're going to work another 20. So half double crochet in the next 21 stitches, and then we'll work our next handle. So I just finished working my 21 half double crochets, so now we're going to work our next handle. So again, loosely chain 7. And then just like we did before, we are going to skip the next 7 stitches and then half double crochet into the next stitch. And then we're just going to half double crochet in each of the remaining stitches around. So after working that first half double crochet, you should have 9 more stitches until we reach the end. So just half double crochet in the remainder of the stitches. So at the end of round 20, we're going to join to the top of the first half double crochet and chain 1. Now we're on to round 21. For round 21, we are going to half double crochet in each of the first 11 stitches. Then when we get to our first handle, we are going to half double crochet 7 across the handle. So we're just going to be working around it, not through the chain. So just working around the chain 7, we are going to half double crochet 7 times across. There's our handle, and now we're going to half double crochet into that next stitch. So make sure you work into that first half double crochet stitch there, and then we are going to half double crochet into the next 20 stitches. So with that last one we just worked, we'll work into the next 20 for a total of 21 until we get to the next handle. So I'm at the next handle again. So just like we did with the first one, we're just going to half double crochet 7 across the chain 7. And then you should have 10 stitches left until the end. So we are just going to work 1 half double crochet in each of the last 10 stitches. At the end of round 21, we're going to join to the top of the half double crochet with a slip stitch and chain 1. And now we're on to round 22, which is our last round for our basket. So for round 22, we are going to loosely slip stitch in the 3rd loop only in each stitch around. So just like we did at the base of our basket, working in the 3rd loop only, this time we're going to slip stitch instead of half double crochet. So find that 3rd loop from the previous round, insert your hook, pull up a loop and pull through the loop on your hook. So there is a slip stitch in the 3rd loop only. It's going to create a nice little rib around the top of our basket. So we're just going to repeat that all the way around for round 22, loosely slip stitch in the 3rd loop only in each stitch around. We don't want to work it too tight so it doesn't cinch up the top of our basket. So I'm just coming up to the end of round 22, so I'm going to join, and then I'm going to chain one and tie off my yarn. So I'm going to cut off my yarn, leaving a few inches, enough for me to weave in my end. And then I'm just going to take my hook and pull that loop. And there we go. So here I have all of my ends still in there, so I'm going to stop now and weave in all of my ends on the inside of my basket. So here's what our Brecken basket is looking like. There are our handles, nice little ribbing around the top and at the base. I know it's kind of hard to see under my camera here, but I think you get the idea. Thank you so much for following along. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Be sure to check out my website, theturtletrunk.com, for more free crochet patterns. If you want to show off your finished turtle trunk creations, be sure to tag me in your photos on Instagram and Facebook so I can see them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.